How many of you are afraid of failing? How many of you, within 5 minutes of posting on Instagram, are checking likes? Hang in there, hang in is beautiful. Sometimes when you're obsessed with the outcome, you lose sight of the present. That is where depression is coming in. And the obsession with the outcome is actually a trap. And accept that some days we will fail. How many of you are afraid of failing? Correct. Thank God there are people speaking the truth here. What did Rahul Dravid say? I batted 604 times for India. I didn't cross 50 runs 410 times out of those. I failed a lot more than I succeeded. Michael Jordan failed a lot more than he succeeded. Roger Federer failed a lot more than he succeeded. So is there any point worrying about failing? If Rahul Dravid is not worried about failing, why should we be here? No? Don't agree? Or is it because you're just saying this guy's coming to the end of his career, he can say whatever he wants? The truth is, if you're not afraid of failing, you will more. It's happened to me twice in my life. After I finished my BTech, I didn't know I was going to get in here. In my wildest dreams, I didn't imagine I'd get in here. So what do you do? This is 1983. You don't get jobs if you're an engineer from a small college in Hyderabad. So you delay unemployment. That year, the IITs had started something called GATE, Graduate Aptitude Test in Engineering, to do an MTech at IITs. It was one of my options. It was not my only option, and I wasn't really bothered. So I went with a completely open mind. I wasn't afraid. There were 9 sections. You had to do only 7 out of those. I didn't even know which 7 I wanted to do. So I did all 9. And 5 minutes from the end, I just quickly checked how many questions I've answered in which segment and struck off 2 of those. But I wasn't afraid of losing. And so I scored more marks than all my friends who were actually better than me at chemical engineering, because they wanted it very badly. Then I came here, and the only job I ever wanted was a particular job in advertising. And I wanted it so badly, man. The same prof who taught us also worked in advertising. I chewed his brains every day. And then I went for the interview. It was the single worst interview anyone can ever do. And I've come back, 3rd of March 1985. I remember the date, I'll tell you why. 3rd of March 1985. And I'm sitting in my room thinking, dude, you flunked it, man. When in those days, there used to be one telephone, remember? One telephone on each floor. That phone rang and said, वो placement office ने बुलाया है आपको. I said, यार मैं पूरा गड़बड़ करके हूँ, क्यों बुला रहे हो फिर? He said, that guy doesn't know, यार, इसे नहीं सामने बुलाया है. So there I go, and the people from Rediffusion are there. He said, what happened? I said, I'm sorry, I wanted it too badly. He said, I'll give you the job on the condition you never do an interview as badly as that again. Sometimes when you're obsessed with the outcome, you lose sight of the present. So can we let the outcome just happen? But in the world that we are in every single thing we are crazy about outcomes. How many on Instagram? How many of you, within 5 minutes of posting on Instagram, are checking likes? And how many of you are saying, damn, nobody? We are obsessed with the outcome. We are obsessed with results. All the time you're thinking of results which are not in your hands. On Instagram, effectively, I'm on Instagram too. It's just that I forget to post. I'm on Instagram too. But on Instagram, we are living the lie, aren't we? How many aspects of today's life are we living the lie in? The world is beautiful, is it? I don't know what my next job is going to be. My assessment has not gone too well, and I've built up all these EMIs because I'm this cool guy who's got to drive the big car, right? You're stressed out like hell. You're pretending. You're living a lie. That is where depression is coming in. And luckily, I've got grown-up men as children, and they talk to me about the amount of depression in society these days. It's a direct outcome of how much you're crazy about these outcomes. Don't worry about outcomes in life. You're not playing a T20 match in life, you know. Our life is a test match. We're not playing a T20. Sometimes it might look like a T20 game when one quiz follows another. Especially when the quiz is 2 o'clock quiz is announced at 1:20. Are profs still as cruel? They are? You're going to the mess and there's a small notice somewhere saying quiz at 2 o'clock? Thank God. So yeah, we're playing a test match. The great thing about test match cricket is it always gives you a second chance. Always. There's a second innings for a reason in test match cricket, because in life you always get a second innings. That's why there is a second innings in test cricket. When the going gets tough, you don't get out, but you hang in. You become a pujara. Why is pujara so admirable? You hang in there. I may not be able to score just now, but I won't let you get me out. When the tide turns, I'm still here, you're not. We play test match cricket. Is hanging in cool or is hanging in an uncle thing? What do you think? If you think it's not cool, you got a lot of trouble coming your way, man. Hang in there, hang in is beautiful.